me again, and it's time for another thrilling edition of Comics and Cocktails, where I drink more alcohol than I rightfully should at whatever time it is, 2 a.m. on a Wednesday night, and talk about comics. Today's drink is a festive cranberry Sprite with cranberry juice, because it really bothers me that cranberry Sprite is perfectly clear. And lime juice and pisco. I was going to use vodka, but I was out of vodka, so I'm using pisco despite my continued inability to pronounce the word correctly, unless I am pronouncing the word correctly this time, in which case, go me. And it has a, lime wedge for aesthetics. That's about as sophisticated as I get with my cocktail making, to be honest. But, I'm not a professional bartender. I just used to live with one. So, today it's going to be somewhat short because we only have 2 comics. Because I didn't have any independent comics in my box today. So, as per usual, if you want to recommend a comic, then I will read it. Actually, fun fact, I thought one of the comics that I had, that was a Marvel comic, was an indie comic, and I was going to read reviews of that and Silk, but then I realized, oh no, that's not an indie comic, that's a Marvel comic that has the title that looks like an indie comic, and so I'm reviewing just that one and not Silk. And speaking of which, we'll go ahead and do that one. This is Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Yes. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. And this is adorable because Lunella is adorable and she's got floofy hair and she skates to school and she does science. But she's super smart, and then her teacher doesn't educate her very well. And then dinosaurs. And that seems to be the entire premise of the comics. I think this somehow ties into Inhumans. There's frequent mentions of the Kree and a something stone. It's not the Moonstone, because that's Carla. It's not the Bloodstone, because that's another thing. It's a Nightstone. A Nightstone. It looks like that. And yes. Judging by this cover, they will become BFFs, but for right now, the dinosaur does not seem to be BFFs. But soon. The moon. So that's that. And that's adorable, and I love Luluna, and dinosaurs are cool. And yeah, I thought it was an indie comic because that seems like an indie comic premise. But no, it's Marvel. Oh, and she name drops Moira McTaggart as one of her science influences. That's cool. Yep. So for DC, we got more bombshells. Why? Because I can't reliably keep up with any comic for any amount of time. So, and this was the only DC comic that I'm actually caught up on and didn't have to read more than one issue of to prepare for tonight. We've got Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy being possibly lesbians, as they should be. Although, as far as meet cutes go, this one is a little bit odd. Riding on bombs makes a cute, promo pic, but I don't think you could actually, ride a bomb into a greenhouse and have anything end well in that. And then, like, I don't know. Because then Harley's like, oh yes, I am totally, are you my presence? Because that's exactly what I wanted, was to land in this greenhouse and get a pretty lady. Which I guess is okay. That's a cool thing to want. And then Ivy switches from annoyed that somebody crashed into her greenhouse to, like, chill with Harley's presence and, like, really fast. And then I don't know. And then they don't fight Nazis. Harley fights Nazis. Oh, I didn't notice this before. There were, like, zombie Nazis in this page. Yeah, so, and then, like, stuff is going down in Russia, and our, Stargirl and Supergirl have realized that Russia is bad, and communism is evil, and all that jazz, and they're leaving, and I think their dad dies or gets captured or something. I don't know what happens to him. Which, predictable, whatever. Kind of actually annoys me now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more, because they did a storyline, an AU, where Superman was dropped in the Soviet Union instead of in, Kansas. And as I recall, it's been a long time since I read Red Son, but as I recall, they did at least try to make, the people in Russia, and the government of Russia, they tried to make them sympathetic, because we were supposed to, like, sympathize with Superman. And, they tried to have some subtlety. And this is just kind of jumping right into the communists are evil thing, which, okay, I shouldn't expect too much from, also Wonder Woman wasn't in this, even though she's on the cover. I shouldn't expect too much from something that is entirely based on, like, cheesecake? Is that the word? Cheesecake, style, Playboy bunny type of drawings, like that DC did, as, like, a bunch of, like, statues, because a lot of these covers are statues, if you didn't know that. I know that because my brother-in-law is into Playboy stuff. He's into this sort of aesthetic. He has some of the statues from the bombshells, like, collectibles thing. At least he has Harley Quinn. I don't know if he has any of the other ones. He has a calendar for the DC bombshells. So, I shouldn't have too much expectations for, like, subtle writing in this series, I guess. But, yeah. Oh, also, Catwoman and Lex Luthor are totally boinking in this, and that just strikes me as weird. So, on that note, yeah, that's a note to end on. I'm gonna end on there. Lex Luthor. Imagine, for your Thanksgiving thoughts, imagine Lex Luthor and Catwoman getting it on. And, yeah. Bye! If you have any comics questions or suggestions or requests or whatever the hell I say in my ending spiel, which I'm pretty sure I change every time, hit me up in the comments or on Tumblr. I'm pretty sure I've said comics instead of comments about 3 times. Bye!